Hello, Pioneer fans. We are live. This is the first Coaches Show, or the Ridge Report, that we're going to be having out here at Crowley's Ridge College. My name is Will Teague, and I'm the Sports Information Director here at Crowley's Ridge College. And our first guest of the show is going to be first-year head coach Chris Richardson. So thanks for coming on the show, Chris.
Thanks, man.
Excited to dive into a little bit of a recap of this season, some things that we took away, things that we're looking forward to for next year. But without further ado, I guess we'll kind of get into our first coaching show. So, Coach, go ahead and introduce yourself a little bit so everybody kind of gets to know who you are, where you're from, and then we can dive into some questions.
Okay. My name is Chris Richardson. I'm originally from Black Rock, Arkansas. I graduated Black Rock High School in 2008. I've had coaching experience at Willis Baptist University and Ricker High School before coming to Coaches Show.
Well, good deal. I know you've had kind of a wild first ride here as a head coach. What's something that you can look at that was good, something maybe some takeaways that you might want to change for next spring, or just what's your overall look of how the season is going so far as it's coming to a close?
Absolutely. Like I said, it's been a whirlwind. When I took the job in March, Hunter Gibson, who kind of plays the 4-3 for us, was our tallest player on the roster at one point. We only had 8 girls in practice, and I was
she's kind of tall.
She is. Yeah, she's definitely not short. Yeah, 5'9". But we had to build the team, and we built it with a lot of really talented freshmen. We'll kind of dive into that here in a little bit about the roster, talk about them. But recruiting class, we play a lot of sophomores, a lot of freshmen. 12 of our 15 are sophomores and freshmen. Wow. But they've really, really grown up this year, and we've been able to see a lot of improvement as the years has gone on.
It's some of those facts that you don't really realize until it's stated. So, we got a lot of good stuff to get into. So, let's get into, you already kind of hit on a little bit. We've got some seniors that have had some impact, some veterans on the court. Trader Woodruff, we'll get into some stats that she's got here. But you've also had some young pioneers that have really challenged your veterans, kind of, made them feel young again, so to speak. Yes. Really gave them a fight for their spot. And so, if you would, just, what do you got to say about some of your veterans and some of your young pioneers and some of the accomplishments they've made so far?
Sure, absolutely. And we can't start this without starting with Tracy. She's just been tremendous for us this season. When I say tremendous, she is a national leader. At one point, she was leading the nation in assists and steals per game. Unfortunately, she's had an injury. She's been out the last couple of games. But she really just runs the show for us. She's without a doubt our MVP, the college draw offense. She was instrumental, along with our assistant coach, Chris Hahn, in enforcing a new tempo, a new style of play for Crowley's Ridge College. Last year, we were 168th in total offense. And this year, with Trey running the show, we've been up as high as 9th, and we kind of floated around from 9 to 15 before Trey's injuries for sure.
And she's even went out on a high note. I know that this injury's kind of slowed her down and maybe even the end of her career. But before she did that, really last month, she set a lot of good records. She even passed a lot of standing records in her record book. I know that she is now the all-time assist leader in Crowley's Ridge College women's basketball history. And she did that in an epic performance. When she did it against Ecclesia, she actually broke the single-game assists performance with 15, and she held it currently at 13. So she's made a lot of good things, done a lot of good things in her last stretch. She even tied, I know it's the single game steal record with 7. I was so mad at her after those games why she couldn't just get one more.
Oh, she had 7 1/2 too.
She said 7 1/2, but she did it twice this year, and she tied it. So anyway, every time I look at her, I'm just so tired. That's what she tells me. Well, she's a hard player. Yes. She's a hard player. Well, moving on, I know Reggiana Ward. She had a phenomenal game against Lyon College. They're Division III, and sadly it was an away game, so I didn't get to travel, but I watched it online. And I remember she fouled out with about 8 minutes left in the fourth quarter, but she set the single game points record with 37. So, what do you got to say about that?
Well, Reg, just seeing the jump that she's made from her freshman to sophomore year, she is a completely different person, and she's playing with a lot more confidence. As of right now, she's still leading our team in scoring. She had a great game last night against Ecclesia. I think she scored somewhere in the mid-20s, 23, 25, waiting on the official stats for that. But in that game against Lyon College is a really, really good team. They're leading Division III in scoring overall. We just saw a different version of Reg that I had not seen as a freshman. She hit 2 step-back threes to just start that game, and we knew it was going to be really, really special as soon as she stepped on the court. Scoring 37 points in 3 quarters is tremendous. I think, if she didn't foul out, she was probably going for 50 that night.
I remember watching that, and I remember Trey fouled out not too much longer after her, and then I think they had 2 Scots fouled out too. It seemed like there was a lot of whistleblowing that game.
There was.
A lot of contact, I guess, it was happening. But I know freshman Angela Dawson, she was kind of a diamond in the rough, kind of Tuckerman fine, or really Grubbs is where she's from, but she went to Tuckerman. She's really come out and stepped up when you had some injuries throughout the season, and she, I know for sure, led the team in scoring and had at least 4 consecutive weeks of 20-plus points. So she's really done a phenomenal job coming in. Such a young player, but already shows experience, already shows a little bit of dominance, and she can play ball.
Absolutely. Ansley, 2-time conference player of the week as a freshman. A kid that when we recruited her, when we brought her in, we weren't sure kind of what we were getting. We knew we were getting a good athlete, a pretty good basketball player, but it became pretty apparent her first month when she showed out in practice that she was going to be somebody that was going to be a key piece of our rotation. We started her off the bench pretty consistently with injury. She's been bumped in the starting lineup, and since she's been a starter, she's been absolutely tremendous. She's been floating around, shooting 40% from 3 for the entire year. And as a freshman, if you come in your first year and you're shooting 40% from 3, that's really, really tough. She's going to be somebody, I think, that's going to continue for freshman of the year in conference, and somebody that has a really bright future for us going forward. And again, another small kid, or a kid that we found in a small school in Arkansas, probably that was undervalued, underlooked, and definitely in the recruiter that can play.
I think it was against College of the Ozarks not too long ago. She actually kick-started y'all's big second quarter push to get back in the game. She hit, I think it was 3 threes in about 52 seconds.
Yes.
So it was grab the ball down, you go down the court, shoot, score. And it's just, and I think Hunter Gibson also teammate, tag team with her and got y'all back in the game. So fun to watch. Definitely looking forward to see them continue to grow as pioneers and continue to grow as players and as people too. Real quick, let's look down at some of the records that you guys had. Defensively, y'all have really set the tempo. I see a lot more pressure on the offense, especially trying to get the ball, attacked before it crosses half court, and that's led to a lot of great things. Y'all's first contest back against, let me make sure I don't mess up this name, against Trinity Baptist, you guys had 27 steals. I think that is your season high. It was in the first game. So what can you tell me about maybe that excitement to get on the court for the first time, and how they didn't let that excitement overrule, fundamentals, and they just executed well?
Going back, to the way CRC traditionally played ball with the women's style, we did not press. It was more of a half-court oriented defense. We instituted some 2-2-1, some 2-1-2 pressure, and Coach Ron and I have always been fans of the full-court pressure, and sometimes we institute it for 40 minutes a game. Getting our girls to buy in and having a really, really good depth off the bench with just every single kid that we have, they have defined roles in the press, and they're able to exploit some teams, and when they're exploiting teams and they get that dude out, it is really, really tough to defend.
Yep, it's very tough to defend. When you don't have that many steals, you just can't help but win. When you get that many turnovers and that many second chance points, it's a pretty dominant performance for you guys. Also, on the offensive side of the ball, you guys have had a couple of games where you just literally shot the lights out. The same goes where people just can't miss. Especially against y'all's home game against Ecclesia, there was a lot of your starters that shot the lights out, and even some of your reserves that come in that have just dominated. So I think y'all's best performance put up 18 against Ecclesia, but then just a few weeks later against Wilberforce, put up 17. So tell me a little bit about your strategy with the 3 ball. Does it live by it, die by it, or is it just if they're on, and that's what you play for the day? Or just tell me a little bit about that.
It's a little mix of both. We really emphasize shooting, especially in our individuals that we do. We did like a bunch of Bradley Bill shooting. I made them shoot 100 threes definitely in the offseason every single day, so they got good at it. So they deserve to go out there. We love running in transition, and we love bombing the 3. And if it's on, it's really, really special. And it seems like once it's on, if 1 or 2 can get rolling, the whole team gets rolling. Yeah. And then once the whole team gets rolling, you start getting above 13, 14, 15 threes in a game. That's really tough to overcome through the opposition. And like you said, like this year, we've had 2 games where we shot 18 and 17 and made 18 and 17 threes in a game. I think both of those games we were actually like either right at or above 50%.
Yeah, 49.3 and I think 51.2, something like that. So you guys, that's pretty amazing stuff. I mean, I'll take those odds all day.
Yes, sir.
50 from 3 points. So let's see what else. Okay, tomorrow we got our big day. Seniors going to recognize a couple of them, but we got our homecoming. It's against Arkansas Baptist. I know Arkansas Baptist took the game from us earlier at their place. So you got anything different that you want to share with the fans? You got anything specific that you're going to do differently, or you just kind of play it by ear like they've been doing all year and just let the good things happen when they do?
Well, we're obviously really excited to play Arkansas Baptist again and have them in our friendly confines of the CRC gym for sure. We definitely have to make some adjustments to their athleticism. They can run, they can get up and down. Transition defense for us is going to be pivotal. I think us running the floor and adjusting it to their style will be essential, and we're going to have to box out and keep them off the glass because they are long, really athletic and fast. In the CAC this year, 1 through 8, everybody's really, really dangerous. I always said, when everybody's healthy, it's a coin flip between 1 through 8, and you just kind of never know what to expect. It makes the conference really exciting and really fun. But hosting Arkansas Baptist for us it's a big game. We are confirmed to be in the tournament, so there is some seeding and stuff that is in play. And I think that if we play our game and we do what we're supposed to do, we should have a good score.
Well, it sounds good. I probably should have started this conversation off with that, but you guys have qualified for the conference tournament, which is phenomenal. I think we've done it every year we've been in CSC women's basketball, so that's an exciting thing for us. Really proud for you guys and excited for coming up. I know you guys have Arkansas Baptist tomorrow, but you finish your regular season with Baptist Bible.
Correct.
And then we'll find out who you play in the tournament in a couple of weeks. But with all that being said, do you have anything else you'd like to add to the conversation?
No, go Pioneers.
Go Pioneers. Well, thank you guys for tuning in. We're going to take a short break. We're going to cut the feed, and when we come back, we are going to have our head coach for men's basketball, Chris Perkins, a 17-year veteran, on stage. Be sure to tune in tomorrow on YouTube to watch the women's game at 3, and we'll see you then. Go Pioneers. Welcome back, Pioneer fans. Again, my name is Will Teague. I'm the Sports Information Director at College Ridge College. And we have with us our second guest of the first, and hopefully make it an annual Coaches Show. We have Coach Chris Perkins. Good to be here. Two fans in the building. We're excited to have him. We're going to dive in like we did with Coach Richardson, a little bit about the season, a little bit of what we're looking forward to maybe in the spring. But before we do into that, you can go ahead and tell the camera about yourself. Tell the fans a little bit if they don't know already.
I've been here 17 years now, and took a couple years off. Coached high school basketball in Alabama, and had the chance to come back. And President Hoppy was still here, and good opportunity to come back and transition to 3-year school at the time, and then transition to NAI. So been here a long time, and plan on staying here as long as I can. So just was appointed in the fall to the position of athletic director. Been the assistant AD for about 7 years, and now with the transition to American Midwest Conference, we went ahead and made the transition. And so I'm stepping into the full-time athletic director position, but just trying to kind of play catch-up right now until we kind of get through this year. So we got a lot of exciting things coming up in the future. Looking forward to next year and joining a new conference and a lot of things we're doing. We've got great people on staff. We have great coaches on staff. We have great marketing people and sports information people that are coming up with good ideas. That are coming up with good ideas like this that we can do. And so we're trying to get a lot more outreach in our community and our fan base and get that information. So really excited about our future here.
Well, just to kind of give you guys a little bit of a bookmarker, we're planning on trying to do one of these in the summer, so August, then doing again maybe in November, and then doing again maybe this time, so that way we cover all our sports. But since this is our first one, you guys are playing, so we're diving into y'all are the picture dish. We can test you guys out, see what happens. So, all right, Coach. Well, like you said, you've been here for 17 years. What is something different that you learned this spring that you haven't in all the other years?
Well, this has been a really good group of guys. We've not had a successful season, but we kind of started this year with pretty much half of our team being new. We had some junior college transfers and high school kids, so it's a little bit of a rebuilding year. Our record doesn't look very good, but we have been in every game minus 1 or 2 through the season. So it's something we've got a good base to build on. Recruiting is going really well. We already got a verbal commitment this week. Hopefully we'll get a couple more. But we're just a player or 2 away from really being a very, very good team and adding to our depth. So that's our feeling right now as we look at recruiting going into the spring. And the recruiting world is just totally different now than it was in the past with the transfer portal, and that affects us even at this level. But we're getting a lot of interest, and we're really looking to add about 3 or 4 players in some specific positions. We've got a big junior class. We've got 6 guys that are juniors that that have had really good seasons. We've had some injuries and some things that we've had to kind of play through with that. But excited about our future, excited about what we have. This has been a really good group. They come in and work hard every day.
Yeah.
And that's a compliment to them just because of our struggles this season. But they come in every day, lay it on the line every day, and I'm just really proud of this group, top to bottom.
They've been invested, I think.
They really have.
Yeah.
We've done a lot of new things with our defensive side of the floor. Brady Flynn came in this year from Shore University as our assistant coach, and I kind of gave them the responsibility of our defense. He's really changed a lot of things, and they've really bought into it. This is probably a team that has asked more questions than any team I've ever had.
That's a good thing, though.
They've really gotten into the film study and the scouting reports, and I think that will pay off as we go into the offseason and we start continuing to get deeper into things that we need to do defensively and then into next season.
I know you hit on season might not have been as successful as you would have liked, but I think a key important thing we can think about is, sometimes our losses feel like wins and wins feel like losses. I don't think it's always, a give and take of one or the other. I think sometimes you find a lot more success in the failure that you do, and I see that because, like you said, you've had a lot of new guys come in. They might be a little bit older because they're no transfers or whatnot, but they're still new to learning the system. They're still new to learning, the everyday life here on college campuses, at our campus. And so I'm really excited to see what they're going to do next year. But out of the group that's come in, who's somebody who's kind of surprised you or maybe shocked you or maybe, performed better than you thought that they could?
Well, I think Zach Brown is really giving us a good, solid season. We got a little more maybe out of him than I was really thinking. He's our second leading scorer right now. He's kind of having to do some dual roles sometimes with running the one and the two. We obviously want him at the two because he's such a good scorer. We've lost George McCurdy now for a couple of days as his mom passed away, and so we kind of had to move Zach and Gavin Hall over to kind of that one spot. We've kind of made some adjustments the last couple of days in practice with our offense to try to get them more scoring opportunities. But Zach's done a really good job, and he's just continuing to learn. So he's been a really bright spot for us. That maybe we get more out of him than we really thought we were going to get.
Yeah, sure. I think that came to light on the big overtime win against Arkansas Baptist. I know we played them tomorrow, but when you guys went down to Little Rock and played them in that overtime win, 96-95, you guys really came together. And a lot of the players you mentioned, George, especially him, I know he hit a couple of threes. Yeah. Gavin hit a couple of threes, and Zach hit a couple of threes, and Braxton was down there doing the work in the paint. So what do you guys say about that?
We did a really good job on the defensive end, and we did a really good job of just playing a mature basketball game. We got 18 with 17 minutes to go. Came back and tied it, and had a really good look from the corner on a out of bounds play. We didn't run it right, but Gavin got a really good look from the corner on a three, and Zach was right there, finished the play, and kind of got the offensive rebound and put it back and tied it. So it was that was a good gut win for us and a good game for us on the road in a really, really tough place to play at Arkansas Baptist. That's one of the toughest gyms to play in, and probably in the nation, if not in the AI, especially. But our guys really did a gut checking in there, and that was something that I think we can kind of build on and kind of go. And that was one of those games where we finished it. We've taken Florida College, a top 20 team. We've taken them out of the wire twice. So we've had some really good basketball games and games that we were just a little short. I was joking with a friend of mine on the phone the other day. I said, I want to make a proposal that either we start playing 36 minutes or 44 minutes. It seems like we fall apart with about a 4-minute span, or we just need a little more time to finish the game. And that's just kind of been the way the season's going for us.
I heard saying since nobody ever loses, you just run out of time.
We've had that a couple of times where we've been down. We've not played
the comeback.
Yeah, we've not played a good first half, and then we played a great second half. But we've just got to dig ourselves out of such a hole, and we've kind of done that a few times this year. So that's something we'll look at in the off season and watch a lot of video and hopefully make those improvements before next year.
I got a guy I want to talk about. He's a junior. He's your big guy. His hair is bigger than him probably, but he's hit a major milestone against CFO. He hit the 1,000 career point mark, and he did it in dramatic fashion. 28 points, 11 rebounds in that contest. What can you say to him and kind of the foundation he's helped you build?
Braxton's a kid that came from a small school. Really, when he came in here as a freshman, we didn't really know what we were going to get out of him. We thought he would probably be, if fact, on day one, we both thought he probably would be our third 5-pounder. And he had an injury, and he just kind of took over. He just really played hard. He's got great footwork. He's 6'6", playing the 5 spot, but his footwork is so good. He's just basketball smart. He's just done a great job. And he's earned everything he's gotten. And here he is in his junior year. He's got 1,000 points. And you got to think he missed quite a few games last year. He had the concussion down in Florida. And really, I think only played one more game after that the rest of the season. So you just imagine where he would be if he was not injured in this next time. And I think even at the beginning of this year, still had a little effects of just getting back into shape and getting over that injury. But it's nice to have him. He's our leading scorer. He's our go-to guy. And I'm really proud of him in the fact that he's taken such a leadership role this year. That's a good thing. When your leading scorer is also your leader, that really helps your team top bottom.
Yes, sir. I agree. We got to talk about it. You got a senior on the team, and tomorrow is his last home game. How does that make you feel as a coach or as a dad?
It's really surprising that we're at this point. I told my wife yesterday. I said I cannot believe that he's a senior. But he's been a part of the program as long as anybody. And guys joke with you about, where did you get that shirt? When I was in high school. He's got more Pioneer gear than anybody on campus. But yeah, Avery's he's a great teammate. He's just done a super job as a teammate. He's been an encourager of his teammates through the 4 years he's been here. And I remember his first basket at Arkansas State. And he had a career high 7 points against Macomb one night here. And he's just had a lot of fun. And he's done a great job. But he's ready. He's set for life to move on after this, to graduate. Already has a job in Jackson, Tennessee, with the Jackson Rock Boys, a baseball team. Yeah, they've got a great logo. So I've got one of those myself. But so he's ready to go. That's what he wants to do. His sports management degree. He really wants to work. And we kind of took a little tour of some minor league baseball teams a couple of years ago, and he said, "This is what I want to do." Good. So it's really great to have him. It's been fun having him on the road and having him around. And, he's really enjoyed CRC, and we told him as a freshman, don't come hang out in my office. And he's not done that. He's just been a freshman and been a kid here, and he's gone through his 4 years, and he's just been a student, and he's made his wife here. They're going to get married in May, and just super proud of him, and a little jealous because of the job he's got. That's fun. I went over last summer and watched some of the games and some of the things that he did. And, it's pretty cool. Yeah, pretty cool. So it's fun. It's fun as a dad to watch him, but it's been fun to have him around, and you really don't understand until you get those breakfasts at the hotel, which is new to him, and sure. You get a chance to sit down and eat and spend that time with him. So it's been a lot of fun.
Well, closing remarks, anything from you?
We're just trying to build. We're trying to build. We've had some success. It's a little bit of a down year for us, and tomorrow's game carries a lot of weight, and we stole one from them over there in overtime. So hopefully our guys can come out tomorrow and play well, and hopefully we get a win on homecoming tomorrow.
Good home crowd tomorrow, so I got all the faith in the world that home favorites to win. So I'm pulling for y'all. Well, Pioneer fans, thank you for tuning in to the first Coaches Evening Night. We appreciate you for watching. We'll be back with another one of these fairly soon, but tune in tomorrow on CRC College YouTube channel to check out the Pioneers that play at 1 o'clock and the women's that play at 3 o'clock. Thank you for watching, Eagle Pioneers.